Hey everybody, Jeremy here, and today we're going to be talking about an Android tablet. This Android tablet. Now this is the Huawei MediaPad M5, the 8.4-inch version. And yes, even these days, with smartphone screen sizes being as big as they are, companies like Huawei still feel that there is a place for Android tablets in this society. And I'm going to tell you all about this tablet here today. And spoiler alert, it's a pretty good tablet. First, let's go over the specs. Now this tablet comes in a couple colors. We've got the champagne gold version and then we have the space gray version. This one is the space gray version. The 8.4-inch display has a resolution of 2560 by 1600. That is the 2K display and it's an IPS screen, so it looks really nice. It has really good viewing angles. CPU, we're rocking the Karin 960 chipset. We also have 4 gigabytes of RAM. Now, as far as storage is concerned, this particular version has 64 gigabytes of internal memory, but there's also an expandable micro SD card slot when you put the little SIM tool thingy in here and it pops open, and then you can expand it all the way up to 256 gigabytes if you want. Now this tablet does have cameras. It has 2 cameras. The one on the back is a 13 megapixel camera, and then the one on the front is an 8 megapixel camera. You're also going to get a fingerprint sensor right here at the bottom of the tablet, so you can be able to access the tablet really fast with pretty good security. And there's also a really cool security feature that Huawei products tend to have that lets you choose different users depending on which finger you use to unlock the tablet. That's pretty good. I'm going to show you that too. Another great feature is dual speakers. Now we have sound coming out of the top and the bottom of this tablet, and it sounds really, really good, and they're tuned by Harman Kardon, so you know that they're going to be good. And then lastly, it has a USB-C port with a fast charging capability. You're going to get the fast charger in the box, but there is no headphone jack. But if you still want to use your regular headphones inside of the box, you're still going to get a dongle that has USB-C to 3.5 millimeter headphones. So you'll still be able to use it, but you'll have the dongle to worry about. In this case, it's probably just a good idea to use Bluetooth headphones. So now that we've gone over the specs, it's time to take a look at the UI of this tablet and get a general sense for what this thing can do and what the overall experience is going to be like for you if you decide to pick this up. Now the screen is off right now, and I have it this way because I wanted to demonstrate just how good Huawei's fingerprint sensor is. This is among the fastest fingerprint sensor that I have ever used, and I hear that that's pretty much a staple across the board for Huawei's products. So I'm just going to go ahead and unlock this with my thumb. Just that fast. Just that fast. I'm going to turn it off, and let's do it again. And we're going to turn it back on. 1, 2, 3. Bam. Just that easy and just that quick. And that's what I really do like about this. It does a really good job of registering your fingerprint. Now, this sensor right here is just that. It's just a sensor. It's not an actual physical button. So let's just say, for example, if you were to go into, say, at the Google Play Store and you wanted to just exit out, you don't actually press this, you just kind of give it just a little tap and then you'll go back to the home screen. Now this is a very nice screen. It's a very beautiful screen. It's that 2K display. The colors are very vibrant. I have it on max brightness right now, and the viewing angles, like I said earlier, are very well done. Now right out of the box, you're going to get a lot of pre-installed applications. I only installed a few on here myself, but let's just kind of see what you're going to get with this. Now Amazon comes pre-installed, as does some of these other third-party apps like Booking.com. Huawei, of course, has his own stuff in there. Some of the other things that was already on here is Kids Corner that was already on there, PowerPoint, Quick, and Word, Microsoft apps, really. You know, they all came pre-installed on this tablet, but you can delete them if you don't want to have them on. And it's just a very basic experience. You know, you just scroll through the pages left and right, and you have your standard traditional navigation buttons at the bottom. But you go into the settings, you can change things up a bit. So if you scroll down in the settings to the system settings, and then you go over to the system navigation, you'll be able to see the various different types of navigation systems that you can use. You can have the traditional soft buttons with the back button and the home button and the recent button on the right, and you can also change that up. So, you know, if you wanted your back button to be on the left, you can do that. Here's all the different configurations that you can have. Another interesting thing here is you can decide to not have any kind of on-screen navigation button at all. And that's pretty interesting. So let's just choose that, and when we go back to the home page, you see that there's no navigation button. And the way that you work your way through it, let's just go back to the Play Store for an example. Let's just say if I want to download YouTube Kids and I want it to go back. Now, most apps are already going to have a back button that you can utilize, but when you decide to not have the on-screen buttons, all you have to do is just tap, and then you'll go right back. You give it a little hold, and it'll take you right back to the home screen. And when you want to look at your most recent app so that you can do some more navigation that way, then all you have to do at that point is just swipe right over to the left, and then you'll have your system settings, you'll have your Chrome, and you have all that other different stuff that you may have been looking at before. So earlier in this video, I mentioned a really cool security feature that Huawei uses with this EMUI Android scan. And it's really cool. It's called private space. And to access it, you just scroll down to the security and privacy settings, and there's private space right there. And what this does is you can assign a certain finger in order to open up a whole new experience, like a brand new stock experience for this tablet. So if someone asks, can they borrow it, and you don't want them snooping around on your emails, your photos, your social media feeds, you don't have to let them do that. It's really cool. All you have to do, turn the tablet off. And to my normal experience, I just use my right thumb. Just simply tap it and bam, I'm in. I can go to my gallery, everything is still there. But if someone asks, can they borrow my tablet and can they just surf the web? Can I look something up on YouTube real quick? I'm like, okay, cool. All I have to do is say, I'll unlock it with my left thumb instead. And a whole new, brand new experience comes right out. So if I go to the gallery, you can see there's nothing in the gallery. It even reset my screen brightness. So it's almost as if you started all over, straight from scratch. You see that the background is different. You know, we go into the different apps. You see that the apps that I had, like the games, the Dragon Ball Legends, you probably saw that, the Twitch app, none of that is actually there anymore. This is a whole new experience. And when I turn the tablet off again and then use my right thumb to turn it back on, it says user switched there at the bottom, and now I'm right back to everything that I did before. So that is a really cool way to keep all your stuff nice and secure, and to, you know, keep some things hidden away if you don't want people knowing about it. So overall, Huawei's skin, the EMUI skin that they use on top of Android, I don't really think there's anything wrong about this or anything bad about this. If you want to use the stock Android experience, you can just download the Google Now launcher and everything will just be fine. All those customizations aside, this is still Android 8.0 running under all of this, and that means we still get multitasking. You can open up a couple apps at a time and do two things at once. You can look at a YouTube video while you surf the web. You can browse social media while you check your email. It's really whatever you want to do. And it works both in horizontal mode, which is the portrait mode, and it also works in landscape mode as well. Now with the 8.4-inch screen, it's not going to have a whole lot of real estate for both of the apps, but you can control how much real estate each app does take up, so you'll be able to size it to your heart's content. Now let's talk about gaming, because gaming is going to be very important to a lot of people when it comes to picking a mobile device. And I'll just tell you right now, you are not going to have any problems playing games on this tablet. In fact, Huawei is expecting you to play games on this tablet because it even created an application called Game Suite. And what Game Suite does is it collects all of the games that are installed on the tablet, and it lets you apply some various features to them. For example, there's a performance mode that will increase the power consumption that the tablet uses, but of course that means it's going to drain the battery more. It can also be set up so that you won't get any kind of notifications except for little battery alerts when you're playing games. And you'll be able to also get rid of the navigation button so you don't accidentally leave when you're actually playing the game. But graphically, the best looking games are going to look very, very good on this tablet. I've been playing a lot of Marvel Strike Force lately, and I haven't had any problems. No lag, no stuttering, no crashes, no nothing. It's a very smooth experience. The game starts very fast. When I want to just go back to the home screen, I can close it out really fast. No problems whatsoever. Same thing with Dragon Ball Legends. It's a very good game. A lot of action going on the screen all at once, and this tablet has never faltered. So you are safe in the gaming department. So I'm outside in my backyard right now just trying to get a sense of the video capabilities of this tablet, and it can record up to 4K resolution with the rear facing camera, but this footage right here is in 1080p, and as you can see it's having a little bit of a hard time maintaining the focus. Video quality on this, not the greatest in the world, but that's kind of expected with a tablet. Just trying to see how it handles the various lighting condition changes. Is pretty early in the morning, so the light out here is pretty good. But yeah, if you're gonna want to use this for video, I would really just say you're better off using your smartphone, because tablets really weren't meant to be walked around and used as primary recording devices. Now this is the front facing camera. This is the 8 megapixel camera, and I'm still out here in the backyard. So you see that's pretty bright behind me, but I seem to be pretty well exposed. So I'm just gonna do a little 360, see how it handles that. And it's not looking too bad, to be honest with you. Not looking too bad at all. Seems to be holding the focus better than the rear facing camera did. But again, if you want to take selfies and stuff, holding this thing up, it's kind of awkward. So you can only do it with 2 hands. So you'll be better off just using your smartphone again. And here are some more sample pictures that were taken with the rear facing camera. Last but not least, let's talk about sound. Now this tablet has dual speakers, one at the top and one on the bottom, and they're both tuned by Harman Kardon, and they both sound really good. Now that's going to be true for most devices that have dual speakers because it helps to produce a much fuller and richer sound. You don't have to have this tablet turned up very high in order to benefit from those dual speakers. And when you're holding it, there's a very, very small chance that you're going to be covering up both sets of speakers at the same time. So muffled sound really won't be something you need to worry about with this tablet. But right now, I'm just going to play a little sample music from the YouTube audio library so you can get somewhat of a sense of what the speakers in this tablet sound like. So there you go. That's my review of the Huawei MediaPad M5. And as you can tell, I'm a fan of this tablet. I really like it. It has way more pros than it does cons, but if I do have to point out things that I do not like, probably the cameras is going to be the biggest thing. I don't like the way that the rear-facing camera sort of pokes out like that. It always makes me feel like it could be susceptible to damage. But as far as the actual quality of the video and the photos go, they're not the greatest. You're better off using your smartphone if you're going to be taking pictures. But other than that, the performance aspect of this, what most people are going to be using this for, consumption, it does a great job at that. Fingerprint sensor is really good. It's fast. I feel like this is going to be reliable. It's got good modern tech inside of it, and the speakers are fantastic. Now, as far as pricing goes, it's going to vary depending on where you get it from, but generally I've been seeing this tablet for around the $300-ish mark. I'm going to go ahead and leave a link in the description where you can find this tablet if you decide to go out and purchase it for yourself. But that is it. This is a great product, and I wholeheartedly recommend it if you are, in fact, looking for an Android tablet. So thank you all so much for watching. Until next time, I'm Jeremy, and I'll talk to you later.